Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi were both progressive leaders with something in common. They both took inspiration from Henry David Thoreau. Born in 1817 in Concord, Massachusetts, Thoreau was a bright child who went to Harvard where he befriended Ralph Waldo Emerson. Their combined speculations and affirmatives came what is now known as Transcendentalism. Transcendentalism is a philosophy that emphasizes the significance of the spiritual over the material when it comes to having a fulfilling life. Thoreau's most famous work, Walden, came about from Thoreau's decision to move into a hut by Walden's Pond, where he resides for 2 years and 2 months. His venture in philosophy in Walden Pond taught people to examine life and realize their potential. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and to see if I could not learn what it had to teach and not. When I came to die, I discovered that I had not lived. He wanted to teach people about self-reliance, relying first and foremost on oneself, friendship, intimacy, and moral guidance. Rather than life being about how much we can get, it's about how much we can get by with. Rather than relying on technology, learn from nature to be humble and foster introspection and self-discovery. As stated by Thoreau that our inventions are wont to be pretty toys, which distract our attention from serious things. It didn't matter where someone wanted to be, but all that mattered is that they advance resolutely in the direction of their dreams, so that they will meet success unanticipated in their common hours. Walden has influenced generations of readers with his observation on individualism, self-reliance, and human nature harmony. Technology was not the only thing Thoreau was not fond of. He was even less fond of the government that ruled over him. In his later work, now titled Civil Disobedience, he emphasizes nonviolent resistance against an unjust government that violates individual conscience and liberty. Thoreau strongly opposed slavery and the Mexican-American War, which led to him writing this essay. He wanted citizens to understand that the country that claims all men are created equal is also the country that refused liberty for those who are enslaved. He wanted citizens to understand that the country that was formed due to unfair foreign rule is also the country that unjustly invades another country for personal gain. Thoreau argued that true patriots will not blindly follow such unjust administration, but they will follow individual conscience. It is not desirable to cultivate a respect for the law, so much as for the right. Let your life be a counter-friction to stop the machine. What I have to do is to see, at any rate, that I do not lend myself to the wrong which I condemn. His political philosophy in civil disobedience inspired later movements such as Gandhi's nonviolent resistance and Martin Luther King Jr.'s civil rights activism. His influence does not end there. With his view on political philosophy, moral theory, and environmentalism, he was able to inspire later philosophic movements such as existentialism and pragmatism. Before his passing, Thoreau wrote more mature versions of his transcendentalism, such as Life Without Principles, Walking, and Wild Apples, where they taught the future to treat oneself as an agent in transition-seeking ways to cultivate oneself and learn to grow. All in all, Henry David Thoreau was a philosopher, poet, essayist, environmentalist, and political activist who was an inspiration for the future to come.